everyone for joining, and we'll be starting here in a minute. A quick shout out to all my Patreons who makes the show possible. You can support me by joining Patreon in the link below. And on to Tank Radio! What is going on? We'll do this again! I'm Tank Radio! KG5HJ! And guess what? When Jason is gone, the tank will play! Woo! And now you can turn your speakers back up. I am going to talk normally, but thank you everyone for joining me. I know this was impromptu. You found it late on Twitter. Thank you to Red. Red, if you're in the chat, come on. I sent the link to everybody. If you know where it should be. What tonight is going to be, I'm just going to give some channel updates. And then I want to have some guests on and just tell us what you're going to be doing or what are you doing in amateur radio. Let's just kind of make this a fun interactive stream because I got nothing prepared. I don't even have water. So let's kind of have at it. So what's going on in the Tank's world? I have been where did it go? Well, first of all, my coins are for sale. Let's just get that out of the way. And I have been doing a lot of packing, and there it is. Bam! I've been sending a lot of coins out there. So if you want my coins, they are for sale on the Ham 2.0 Grapevine website. Dropping the link right now. Bam! And no, well, I'm just going to pin that. There it is. Pin message. Those coins are great. They go to help to support the channel. And I'm going to invest every dime back into Tank Radio and doing awesome things. And the things I'm kind of doing right now, I am prepping, and I've done lots of videos about setting up my ham shack. I'm trying to calm down. When I am excited, I just blow through everything. And that's mostly what I've been working on. And then just getting, money for that. Today also, it was the Tank Commanders meeting. We had too many things going on. We had a couple people joined. We had a great discussion. We talked about things on Tank Radio. We talked about QSL cards, and I was ready, and I packed up my first large batch of QSL cards that went out in the mail today. So if you sent me a QSL card in the past and you're wondering why aren't they there yet, well, it's coming. They're in the mail. You're going to get them. It's going to be awesome. And that's kind of what I've been working on. I went to a POTA yesterday, and it was fun. It was very, very difficult. When there was a contest. It was sideband contest. I have Jason. He's in the back room. I like this. He's waiting for me. And There was a big contest, and it was really hard to find space in the bands. I got low audio complaints. I could boost that up a bit. There we go. Um, and I kept getting squashed out. It was kind of hard, and Red Man, all y'all creators, you know where the link is. Y'all welcome to join. I want to hear what's just going on in your world. And I just kept getting squashed out. I was going to go for 70 contacts at my park where I'm going to do my Kilo Award. And those 70 contacts were hard. I quit at 12 just because I just kept getting stepped on. Someone will literally come in and say, "Is the frequency in use?" And I come back, "Hey, yes, this frequency is in use. This is so and so and so and so and so and so. Hey, CQ contest. Oh, by the way, the frequency is in use. KG5 AHJ. I hear you out there, but the frequency is used. Man, I've been calling CQ for 10 minutes, and then he just ignores me the rest of the time. It was a little annoying, but I did make 12 contacts. I activated the park. I guess that is what counts. So I am going to get Jason on here. Speaker. Boom. It's a little lopsided. I don't know why Zoom does this sometimes. There. Transition. Hey, Jason, what's going on, man? What's going on? What's going on in your world?
Oh man, I'm still in Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
I've been here for like 9 days. Well, eight or 9 days now, something like that. There's a camera right there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I'm starting my trek home tomorrow. I got a couple of stops to make, but I'm starting tomorrow. So I've got the whole truck packed up right now with all my gear that I've had out here. So I'm glad you were able to take the slot tonight.
Yeah, yeah. So the topic is, what are you doing in amateur radio? What kind of projects? And that's what I kind of wanted to discuss on. So, are you working on anything right now, or are you? Oh,
I'm
go
I'm
ahead.
always working on something. Seriously, yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. I got a couple of things in the back. Oh, Charlie figured it out. Okay, Charlie was in
Yeah.
the chat saying, "Hey, are we invited?" And I'm like, "Dude, come on."
Yes, yes.
So, so yeah, I'm okay. What am I working on right now? Let's see. I've got I got a couple of things that are kind of on the back burner that I don't want to talk about quite yet. Um, let's see. I am going to be teaching a how to get started in ham radio class at the Moore Expo, which is an overlanding expo in about 2 weekends.
Mm-hmm.
It's the
Mm-hmm.
second weekend in April. It's in Springfield, Missouri. And I looked that up. If you go to mooreexpo.com, MOORE expo.com, you can check out the presentations or forums or whatever they call them there. And you'll see me on there, but you'll see two other guys doing ham radio related presentation topics also. So I reached out to those two guys and I said, "Hey, I'd like to get you guys on interview while I'm out there." So I'll be doing some videos from that location here in a couple weekends. And after that, I've got a couple other things planned, but I don't have anything right now. I've got a couple of things that I'm working on. And I don't know what the order of things will be, so
Mm-hmm.
we'll see what happens when it gets there.
Cool. Well, thank you for joining. We all are looking forward to all your videos. And are you doing
Thanks.
any videos around the is it overlanding, the event you're doing right now?
No, this okay. So yesterday, what's today? Sunday.
Sunday.
Yesterday was the ham radio day at Gigaparts.
Yep.
So I did that. I just did a short little something there.
Mr.
It
100,000 can't keep track of days.
correct, yeah. And last weekend was the Hamsci event. Now I've got a bunch of videos that are upcoming about that I recorded from the Hamsci event last weekend. So those will be I got to edit. I don't know, probably a dozen. No, probably like a dozen and a half videos for that.
Mhm. Oh wow.
Get those ready to go. So that's gonna be fun. It's interesting information. So looking forward to that as well. But yeah, so I got a lot of editing in my future. But I've also got some radios waiting on me at home that I'm gonna do some unboxing and
We
testings of and that kind of thing.
we
So
saw that when you went to go to your mailbox, and how many packages did you have? And I bet the guy was behind there like, "Get these out, go."
yeah, well, you saw that, and my patrons saw that, but that doesn't go live till tomorrow. That's my video
Oh,
that'll be posting Monday Night Ham Radio tomorrow.
yeah.
So if you're a patron, and I shared this one with Frank because Frank and I were talking on the local repeater on this video. But so I was like, hey, man, you're in this video. So I sent him the link. But if you're a patron or a YouTube channel member, you guys get to see my videos first. That'll go live to the public tomorrow evening for Monday Night Ham Radio.
That's awesome, man. That
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
Uh,
But Frank, I just wanted to jump in and say hi for a minute.
Yeah.
I'm taking up the room here, and everybody's being quiet because I'm on with you. And I was like, Frank doesn't like the quiet, but it's
no, I don't.
so, but I just wanted to. I do have to get up and leave early in the morning to make a couple of stops on my way home. Hopefully, be home Tuesday sometime. So looking forward to getting back home because I've been gone for a week and a half. So appreciate your live stream though tonight, man. Thanks for taking the slot.
No, man, I'll take the slot anytime. I'm happy to have a slot that coveted 7 o'clock on a Sunday. Woo! We're all after that.
That's a fun thing. Yeah. So probably going to have Bob from R Finder on my lunchtime live stream on Wednesday. To talk about several new features on the R Finder device. So
awesome.
Look for that upcoming as well.
Awesome. Well, thanks for swinging by. Thank you to the room to keeping it quiet to you. And tell Jason, bye. Hi.
I'll tell him.
All right, Jason.
See you, man. See you, Charlie. Good to see you again, man.
Yep.
All right. And boom. Look at that switch transition. Yes, Charlie.
You're a pro, man.
Oh, thank you, M7INT. Thank you for the donation, and that's another new thing on my channel. He did buy me a beer, and that link is in the description. I really do appreciate it. But y'all might have saw I'm free. I'm freed last week. I am
now.
What do you
mean?
I'm monetized.
Oh, awesome.
Yes, I finally hit that 4,000 watch hours year to date. So it took me only a year and a half to know. Let's be honest. That is amazing in YouTube time. I am grateful for Jason and all the other YouTubers that helped me through all this endeavor. I am indebted to y'all, but I did it! Woo!
Congratulations.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome. Then it opens up a lot of doors, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And I'm again, all my money that right now Tank Radio is generating through the donations and super chats and Patreon is going right back into the channel and making better and better stuff. I think there should be a super chat link, Plasma, down at the bottom. Or you know what? I might have turned monetizations off because for the video because I love y'all. I want to do my live streams free. So do I have to? I might have messed that up.
Yeah, well,
it'll be next time.
Yeah,
it'll be next time. It'll be next time. But Red, what have you been up to? It's been a while.
I know. I haven't talked to you in a while. I was just finished my live stream and I was already just sitting here right in front of the computer. So I thought, might as well just hop on and say hi. Well, I've just been doing soda stuff and POTA stuff and all that. That's what I do.
What summits have you been up to?
Let's see. I just did a summit that I hadn't never done before. It was only a 2-pointer, but it was over by Saguaro Lake, and I took the X6100 up there and tried that out. And so and then I just recently, the video isn't out yet, but I took it out again on a couple days ago and had good results with it. So at first I was a little discouraged with some of the stuff I experienced, but this last activation was good. So
awesome. How many contacts did you make?
On this last activation with the video isn't out yet, I probably had 40 or 50 somewhere in there. What was cool is I had 2 France stations, of course, Christian, who we always get Foxtrot for Whiskey Bravo November, and then there was also another France, and then I actually almost got a Japan station on 40 meters, which it would have been amazing because my 40 meter antenna, 5 watts, just up off the ground, probably 20 feet in the middle of the day. And I just missed his call by 1, a Japan station. So conditions are great.
Oh, that's awesome. Do you know what contest was up this weekend? Because to find a open slot on 20 meters, I was literally going up and down the bands for 20 to 30 minutes to find that slot. So I finally gave up to find that pristine slot. And I was looking at multitasking. I kind of went into field day mode where you just
Right.
ignore the smather that's just
Right.
out of range, and then ignore the bands just out of range on the top end, and just
Right.
try to call out or pick out
And
those
filter.
crystal clear. Yeah. And I was doing fairly well on that for a while, but every time I was calling CQ in a regular pattern, I got a couple of pileups. Couple of pileups. They're like three people on top of each other, but it was still a pileup, and it was fun to work. And then someone just came on there. Is this band in use? Field or contest? And I was answering, yes, this band's in use, KG5AHJ,
And you're
and
like,
then they're like, KG5AHJ, this frequency is in use. Are you part of the contest? I was like, no, I'm calling CQ POTA. I've been here for 10 minutes. Sorry, man, band's in use. CQ contest, CQ
wow.
contest. Oh, I'm not going to give
Oh
them.
my gosh.
They didn't even give me the contact.
Yeah.
So I didn't log
Kyle
it.
was on. Maybe it was Kyle because he was
Yeah.
on. He was working the contest. It's
Mhm.
the CQ. What is it? The sideband thing. I don't know what it was, but Kyle was on doing it, and so
It was a sideband contest of something. There was a lot of DX stations in there, and that was pretty cool. It's still hard for me to make out the call signs in the DX. I do struggle with that, but it. I did go out there and I tried to do something. I got a question here for you, Red.
yeah.
Do you take a hike pack up to the summits, or what do you use to bring your gear up?
Yeah, right behind me. I haven't even unpacked it yet. This red pack right here. It's a Gregory Zulu
Mhm.
30. That's what I use most of the time.
Mhm.
Plenty of extra room, but I like to have that in case I need to take an extra shirt or whatever. So, yeah, definitely. Unless it's a drive up, you gotta pretty much do that.
Mm. So, how much does your pack weigh? Because that's a big question for all those big guys out there.
It really depends. It really does. It depends on what I'm taking up there. I could be as light as like under 10 pounds,
Mhm.
under actually sometimes under 5 pounds. It could be if I'm taking my mountain topper with that little antenna. It's virtually nothing. I think it's under 2 pounds for everything.
Mhm.
But I've had as much as 15 pounds before with all the gear. Yeah, so it really depends. But it doesn't hurt to have more gear and to be a little bit heavier because that just gives you more exercise, right?
Mhm. Kyle says it was CQWWWPX sideband was this weekend. I think the WW will be worldwide because there was a lot of DX stations there.
I'm just looking at Ape's comment. He says, "Does Red own any gear that's not red?" Funny thing is, I actually do try to buy red gear all the time. If I have a paddle and there's a choice between red or not, I get the red.
Hey man, but it helps you identify it though. You go to
Yes.
these meetups, field day, and other things. Hey man, oh you forgot a paddle here. Take this one for a little bit, and then later you're walking around. Who has my paddle? Hmm.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
give
Just the
up.
red one.
I give up on adapters. I have a bag and adapter. If I hand the adapter, I count it gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Or jumper cables, right?
yep. So every time I go
The
to HRO, I'm like, I need 3 of those, 2 of those, and a couple of these.
cool. Well, the next time I need one, I'll make sure I borrow one from you.
Yeah. Hey, so Steven, thank you very much for the beer, and I saw another name in there. I missed it. I will pull that up by the end of the stream, but thank you, everyone. Um, do we go to tease the trip coming up in the summer,
Sure.
so we are doing that was a shirt, right? I
Yeah,
don't want to
sure.
leak anything.
No,
Uh,
there's nothing to leak.
Nothing to leak. Adam says, "What star to never find when you need help?" Yep, I agree.
Yeah,
Um,
he says the worst outdoor gear colors are camo
oh,
and black.
I see. Yeah, I agree. I agree with those. I lost many things out there. So the thing that we're teasing is the YouTubers are taking another big trip altogether.
Yes.
The names are I be going, you be going, Charlie, and a couple
Yep.
other guys will be going, and it's just gonna be a fun weekend, or it's a fun week. I took the week and a half off from this, and
Wow.
well, I will be driving up with Jason, and then I'll be flying back.
Yeah.
So I'm skipping the couple of days, but I'm doing that so I preserve more vacation time for another radio thing and come
Huh.
out. That's my plans.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
we have I don't know if I should mention everybody's name or not, but we do have probably I counted about 10 to 15, and my wife's probably coming along too.
Oh,
Um,
really? That's
yeah.
awesome.
So you guys are going to be there's three of you guys will be staying here at my house, and then
Hmm.
we'll all be going up and meeting other people from California and elsewhere up the Grand Canyon, and then we will be participating in the plaque event for Parks on the Air, and we'll also from the Grand Canyon. We'll also be doing a kind of a northern Arizona Flagstaff tour. One of those days, we'll leave Grand Canyon and go and do a couple of parks, Wapatki and Sunset Crater Volcano National Monument, and there's a bunch of soda summits in between all those along the way. So plenty of opportunity for soda and poda. And then it's just kind of a big circle we'll take that day, and then back up to the campsite. So
Oh,
it'll be great.
I've been to the Grand Canyon once already as a kid. And what happened? Well, I was a kid and we hiked all the way down to the bottom of the Grand Canyon. But I guess I wasn't drinking right because
Oh
I
no!
got heat stroke
Oh
at the
no!
bottom. And
Yeah.
the
So
park ranger's like, yeah, that's classic heat stroke. So go throw him in the Colorado River so he could cool down.
is it really?
Yes. So we walked
Wow.
from the Grand Canyon to the Colorado River. Thank you, Alpha Charlie 3, India, Quebec. Or, yeah, Kilo, India Kilo. Thank you very much. Go forth and conquer. I agree wholeheartedly. Um, yeah, but I hiked down, got heat stroke. The park ranger threw me into the Colorado River and says, keep him in there as long as he can tolerate it and come back to me.
Wow. Boy,
And
those things. That's quite the interesting treatment there.
well, I was hot, overheated. And
Yeah.
he's like, drink
Yeah.
all this too. And I was very weakened because of that, and I got tired easily. We hung out. Well, our permit was for a day at the bottom, and then we had another permit at the campsite halfway up the Grand Canyon. There's a base camp halfway up, and
Indian Gardens.
yep, we had a permit for there too. So after our full day down at the bottom, we hiked up, and thank you to my brother who had to haul majority of my gear in his pack
Oh
because
no.
yeah, I was like taking 3 steps and I was winded, and it was rough. It was
It is a
rough.
rough hike. I've admittedly, I think I had heat stroke, or not maybe heat stroke, but was overheated as well
Hmm.
and got a little sick. I stopped doing this with the pandemic, and I need to get back to it. But I was doing rim to rim from the south, not from the north rim to the south rim, was
Hmm.
25 miles and about 4,000 feet of elevation gain. So it's quite the deal. The last time I did it, it was about a mile or two from the top and started puking. And I think I don't know what it was, but it's it's really a tough hike. So
Hmm.
well, you're not alone, buddy.
Yeah. But I was in elementary. I know what I'm doing. Don't tell me what to do, Dad. Drink some water. Don't tell me what to do. Um, Don's says he took a helicopter over the Grand Canyon. It was amazing. It's to do on the bucket list. I really, really do agree. My next big thing, I would love to river raft down the Grand Canyon.
My wife and I have really wanted to do that for a while. Yeah, it sounds fun.
That
River
that's
rafting on.
That's something I want to do. My dad did it as far as a work trip, and his office sponsored it. He worked at Bell at the time, or kicked in some money, and they got them a Bell helicopter to fly them out so they didn't have to hike.
Wow, that's
So they river
that'd be
raft
nice.
for 4 nights down the Grand Canyon, and then they Bell sponsored a helicopter to take them all out.
Wow, that's
Uh,
amazing.
mm,
I went to Havasupai before too. Have you heard of Havasupai? I'm bringing it up
no.
here. Havasupai. Let me. Do we have screen share?
I can definitely do a screen share.
Let me see if I can share.
Advanced settings. Everybody. All. Boom.
And boom.
Do I have screen shares set up correctly? Is the question. Give me 1 second. There you go. You're on now.
There you go. You see that?
Yes.
That's the Havasupai Falls there.
Ooh.
That is quite the fun adventure. It's also in the Grand Canyon, but it's in on a Native American land, and so it's different than just going into the. It's not a park. So I've been there a few times as well, which is a 10-mile hike and a lot of money now. It used to not be a lot of money, but beautiful there.
No,
The
yes.
water is like all turquoise and everything. It's amazing.
Outside of ham radio, I love photography. I love taking pictures, and my passion, waterfalls. And
Wow.
that is beautiful. I have tons of pictures of waterfalls and places I've been, and since I even got my amateur radio license, I always carried an HT when I'm hiking because majority of the time I'm hiking alone, and that is a big no-no. But when I'm hiking though, I take the HT, I go to RF reference, type in whatever national park I'm at, and at the time, their frequencies were still close enough to the ham bands that I can listen to. And I had some of those radios that just allowed you to transmit if they were on the band. And if you're an emergency, that's perfectly acceptable. So
Yeah.
that's what I did. Plus, I got to hear people being pulled over and the running license plates all day.
Yeah, well, the reason I mentioned that is
Mhm.
because for the right price, you can helicopter down into there, and there's 4 waterfalls. There's not just that one, but there's 4 plus some really deep blue pools and swimming and stuff. And
Mhm.
photography there, people pay big bucks to go do photography there. So it's not a 10-mile hike for some people who actually helicopter in. So it's definitely would be worth a trip if you could afford it.
I got the webpage up. Ham DeLorean Radio was the donator I missed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Um, but let's kind of get back to amateur radio and find out what's going on with Kyle. What
There
is
we
going
go.
on, Kyle?
What's happening?
The, I love the hoodie. I love the
Like
hoodie.
the hoodie?
Yes.
This is my post-contest hoodie.
Yeah. So were you participating in the contest?
Well, I was searching and pouncing, yes.
Mm-hmm. Were you edging me out and just one of the guys?
I was. I was one of the I was the person who gave you a bunch of crap on the air. That
Yep.
was me.
Oh, I appreciate it. If it came from you, that's love.
Actually, I was like, your single sideband is 3 kilohertz, right?
Yes.
I would get up to about 2.6, 2.8, and then like just,
Mm-hmm.
annoy the crap out of you, and then I'd go back down to the other side of the band and get like 0.5, and then just annoy you over there, and then go back. That was my plan for the whole pod activation.
I was close to the edge of the upper 20 meter band. I think that ends in 14.350.
Yep.
So I was transmitting on 14.37 or 14.347.
Yep.
So this my sideband was just going right up to that edge.
Typically, if you want to stay away from the contesters, especially in a worldwide contest, is you want to go up to the top of the band as far as you can. And typically the DX window is kind of towards the extra portion of the band. So just a little tip for everyone who wants to work POTA and SOTA during a contest weekend. But keep in mind that the work bands are your friends during contest. 30 meters, 17 meters, 12 meters. Cut yourself some resonant dipoles, or make sure your tuner can tune an end-fed, a random wire for those work bands, and get on work bands and call CQ.
Couldn't agree more. Yep, for sure.
Mm-hmm. I tried to work a couple of stations, but as soon as I said POTA, they're like, "Oh, I'm running contest, and you don't have the exchange I want."
Yeah.
They snubbed you.
Just so just make up a serial number. Just 5, 10, 15, 20.
Yep,
That's what you should do.
that's
Yeah.
awesome. What projects are you working on right now in amateur radio?
I'm trying to get my POTA kit together. We don't have a lot of soda summits here. If I do, it's a whole day. I got to drive down to southern Missouri and activate. But there are some soda that I'm gonna hit again. There's only 17 in Missouri, so you kind of have to hit them over and over. But yeah, I'm trying to put together like my POTA kit where I can just take that kit and grab all the stuff and don't even have to think about. How like whenever you go and you get your crimpers for power poles, and then you got another project and you're trying to find that power pole crimper. And hang on, this is driving me up. This is driving me up the wall. I don't know how anybody does
The
that.
Sith reveals himself.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's just like I would never be a good Star Wars character. So I'm trying to put together a whole kit of things that I can just literally pull at a moment's notice and go out and POTA. So, and I want to get, I have this dilemma now on, I have the KX3 and it's huge compared to like, my Mountain Topper and my 891. So I'm thinking about, and I have the whole Elecraft power amp, the 100-watt power amp, the KXPA 100 that I can hook it up to, but I never get on 6 meters and 160 meters. So I'm thinking that I might sell my KX3 and get a KX2 at Dayton whenever I go to Dayton. So if you see me walking around with a big box on Friday morning, you know that I bought my a K2 or a KX2, because I think that they usually have KX2s and KX3s in stock whenever they come to Dayton. Hopefully, Elecraft will be at Dayton. They've
Yeah. That's my plan too.
What?
I think I might cave and buy a KX2 at Dayton.
Oh, well, we should get in line together. How about that?
I know, right? I'm looking for a new radio anyway. If maybe they'll have something new that comes out that'll surprise us at Dayton. I don't know.
POTA by example says a Binoleno, I'm sorry, a G90 9 amp hour Bioleno, end-fed half wave, toss it in the park. That is my go kit right there, or my POTA pack. And I know what it is, a go kit. Let's be honest. It has the radio, has the battery, has the antenna. What else do you need? That's a go kit right there.
A good attitude. That's all you need.
I have a great attitude. Well,
then you're there.
Think
It's complete.
everyone wants to talk to me.
Don asks, Kyle, how do you get the DX stations to confirm? Well, I'm assuming in the contest. That's tough. Usually contesters, they don't upload their logs to Logbook of the World. The best way is to go through the bureau and send them a QSL card. That is the best way.
Really? Didn't know.
Yep. And then you'll wait a year, and they'll finally confirm because the bureau is slow, right? But I have gotten, just yesterday, I got a whole batch of cards from a contest that I worked 9 months ago. So I don't have an answer for that.
A question from Kilo Mike 6 Quebec X-Ray Echo. He said, "I thought you had a KX2 red, or only a KX1 and a KX3?"
No KX anything. I have a FT817 is what I use mostly, and then a QCX Mini and a MTR3B. Those are my 3 primary radios. I have that X6100 on loan right now, but no KX2 or 3 yet.
I ordered that. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna say I hope that they have something like Yaesu comes out with something that we don't know about yet at Dayton, but maybe that's wishful thinking.
I don't think they're going to come out with any QRP HF radio. I think that
Oh.
they probably think that that is a saturated market.
Yeah. And if that's the case, then it's the KX2.
Yeah.
Ham DeLorean's asking, how big of a Bido battery you throw in your pack for the 705?
Well, it all depends on how long you want to operate, right? That's the question. Is you can get a 3 amp hour Bioenno, and that could probably last you a couple hours. But if you
Yeah.
want to go the whole day, you're gonna have to get something bigger.
Well, or
Yeah.
offset it with solar. On a great sunny day, you have that 3 amp hour, but you're not transmitting and drawing the whole amp hour out of it. So in between your transmissions, it's going to keep recharging or pull some power directly from the solar itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do a 4.5 amp hour battery, and that gets me,
Yeah.
and a couple hours on each on 2 or 3 summits, and that's pretty good. I think that's a good number, 4.5.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm looking to get a smaller battery because right now I have the 9 amp hour and the 20 amp hour, and the 9 amp hour is like the motorcycle battery size, and that doesn't really fit in my pack nicely. But when I was watching my utilization, last couple times I was in the park, when I was running the solar also, it was barely drawing anything from the battery. So I could get a smaller one. And like you said, just run that for an hour or two and be fine, or I augment it with the solar, and I think I could be there all day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I have a 4.5 amp hour, and if I know I'm going to be operating more than 6 hours, 7 hours, I have another 3 amp hour battery that I'll bring along.
Mhm.
So instead of having one big one, I have one that I can take that's just 4.5 amp hours, and usually all the time that's just the one I take, and just add to it with a second one that's smaller if you need to.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. Ape brings up a good point on what are you going to be operating as? You're going to do CW, you're going to do single sideband, you're going to do
True.
FT8. You got to figure that out, because if you do FT8, that's a different conversation versus FT8 is probably, and your digital modes are going to be your most drain on your battery, and then CW, and then single sideband.
Yeah. Well, not only that, you've got to, are you operating 5 watts? Are you operating 10 watts? I mean, I always operate 5, but there's people who operate 10, and that's double the drain. Well,
Yep.
not exactly, but
Well,
close.
close. Yep.
Mhm.
A lot of it depends in that question.
There's that is like the got ya in this hobby. What is your use case? It's always comes down to that. Sometimes solar gear adds more weight, and that you Smoking Ape is right on that, and a lot of them are bulky, but there's some new ones. I know Josh ordered a roll up solar cell which was pretty light. I don't know what the dimensions or spec on that was, but if you're POTA from the back of your car.
Yeah. For solar too, in almost all of my cases, I would never take solar along, because I'm operating 1 or 2 hours on a summit and then moving on, and
Mhm.
so I mean, it's just better to just take how much battery power you need, and then not have that extra solar thing. I mean, now if you're over multiple days and you need to recharge, that's another thing. But I say just take what you need, and call it good. Now that's soda, but for POTA, yeah, you might be able to. It doesn't matter as much the weight and the how much you're taking along. You might want to consider solar. But
Um,
definitely field day, you need solar, I would say.
yes, solar, couple of generators. To be honest, though, I'm getting tired of the generating noise at field day. Um,
Yeah.
Don, my Don N5 SKT or
You're
N5,
Don.
my Don.
Mm.
He says he has a power film for the roll up solar pack that Josh has. So those are pretty cool. A little expensive, but they're light and compact, and they pack quite a big a punch there. Um, but my I co- I just went. I just lost the train. It's gone.
Well,
The train left the station.
uh, but that's pretty much what I've been up to. I just wanted to get anyone else on to talk about what they've been up to in amateur radio. Um, so
Yeah.
I'm looking to build my ham shack, and maybe I ask y'all this question. The biggest point question I have right now is how to get the wires through the wall. So I
Yep.
want a nice wall plate that
Yep.
has the screw-on ends for all the connectors, and I can't find anyone that sells that.
K7FP, Kilo 7 Frank Papa.
Kilo 7 Frank Papa. Okay.
Go to his website,
Ooh.
and
Uh-huh.
he has got all the things that you need to bring stuff in from the outside to the inside.
All right. I
And
am getting
he's
that
in,
window.
I think he's in Utah, maybe. And he makes everything there at his shop. He's like a machinist,
Mm-hmm.
and everything is,
Ooh.
yeah. He's got all of the bits, the bites, the doodads, the
That huge
uh,
copper plate's beautiful.
yep.
What's this called?
Kilo 7 Foxtrot Papa.
Yep. And it's just .com. I'm going to drop that in the chat
Oh
right now.
no! I'm sorry. It's KF7P. I'm being a little dyslexic.
It's
Kilo
okay.
Fox
I'm
7 Papa.
I
Kilo
got it.
Fox 7 Papa. Sorry, guys.
Mm-hmm. I got that up on the screen now, and the box for the lightning arresters, I like that. And then it goes into the house right there. So if you've seen my video where I'm crawling around my attic, it is very tight, but I think I can use that.
Yep.
That's pretty neat looking.
Let's see what else he kind of sells. Pulleys.
While you're doing that, Pat W3RGA asks me, what are we doing for MOQP? So Missouri QSO Party is next weekend, and we are. So last year we put on this huge rigmarole. We put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We put 6 stations on the air and almost put 1,000,000 points on the board for Missouri QSO.
Wow.
This year, we are not doing that again. We decided we were going to blow it out and then take a break. So we got an Airbnb in Macon County, and we're just going to put 4 stations on the air this year. And we're going to smoke some barbecue and do a little drinking, do a little operating. And yeah.
That sounds more like my speed for sure.
Yeah.
I know.
Do a little, it's going to be more chill this weekend. We're going to, we're just going to operate from indoors. We're gonna put all the radios on the kitchen counter and just operate when we want to operate. And so we're gonna go up there on Thursday, set up on Friday, operate Saturday and Sunday, and then drive back. It's about 3 hours away from St. Louis. So that's the plan for the weekend.
So what radios, or how did you set up all the radios and space them out to get those 1,000,000 points?
Yeah, so the Missouri QSO Party obeys the ARRL rules, which basically means that all the antennas need to be in a 1,000-meter radius.
Mm-hmm.
So we just spaced them out. We had a CW tent that had 2 flexes in it. We had a single sideband tent that had 2 flexes in it, and then digital in the middle, and pointed the antennas like the dipoles, end to end. Versus like this, so they're firing into each other.
Oh,
yeah, and we did a lot of grounding to make sure that we had a quiet station. I recorded something like 15 hours of video for Missouri QSO Party, which they had for the bicentennial in the middle or the end of August. No, it's the beginning of August, and they moved it from the first weekend in April to August. So I shot all this video, and then I got overwhelmed on what am I going to do with all this video? Like, I just don't want to go through it. So it's sitting on my hard drive. I still have to make 2 or 3 videos on Missouri QSO.
Just forward it to Frank. He'll do it. Take care of it for you.
Yeah. I need to farm this out to a third party.
so
so then Missouri QSO Party is coming up again, and I'm going to film a bunch of videos. So I'm going to be inundated with more video that I hate to edit. I hate to edit. I hate it.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't, realistically?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why I asked, at our last field day, we had 5 stations set up with bandfast filters on, one for all the bands. And each station was kind of like, okay, you're 20, and here's 40, and here's 15, and here's 10, and I forgot the other one we set up, maybe an 80. And 3 of them were working while the other 2 bands were down, and it seemed to be a little bit of a waste. And I kind of liked your idea if you set up dipoles. That's if we set up dipoles, you put them end to end like this, then they're not going to be stepping on each other as much.
True, right. But you have to get them oriented to the, if they're going to fire off broadside, obviously in Texas, you probably want to put them north and south to one another. So therefore, you're getting most of the United States, right?
Mm-hmm. For logging, did you link the stations together, or do you just combine the logs after the
No.
fact?
So we put together a huge wireless network and linked everything together. If you take I went and explained it on the Ham Radio Workbench podcast. So if you go and I don't know what episode it was. It was about a month and a half ago. Yeah, I built this huge contest box, and Charlie's got to go.
Thank you for
built
joining,
this-
Charlie.
See you later, Charlie. I built this huge contest box that had a bunch of Raspberry Pis and took signal in from a 4G AT&T hotspot with it was shooting about 17 miles with these Yagi antennas.
Oh
And
wow!
built this huge contesting box with wireless on it, and we all connected into the wireless. So
This sounds like field day stuff here, man.
Yeah.
we went all. Never again, Charlie. Never,
Okay.
never again.
Well,
Never again.
we
Too much
teased
work, right?
Too much work.
we
Yeah,
teased
I'm
the
sure.
ideas to set up stations far apart from each other. So station over here, then we go to the other end of the undisclosed deer lease and set up another station far apart from each other so that we can transmit on the same band and not interfere with each other. But then we were trying to figure out how to combine the logs afterwards, and we were thinking about trying to run Arden for the network and linking the logging software over Arden.
So you can. So I tried that. You can do that, but keep in mind, Arden is. You have to open ports, and then you have to go into the N1MM software and define the IPs of all of the computers on the network, and then once you do that, then they'll link up.
So so you have to physically type in the IP address. You can't use the DNS server to find it.
No, because they're all WAN. So all of the connections. Think of an Arden node like your WAN router. So it's got a WAN IP address. So what you have to do is you have to create an advertised IP address internal to the Arden network and advertise that to the outside world. And then you have to go into N1MM networking. And in the networking portion of N1MM, you can define host names with IP addresses, and you have to define all those to where all of the other stations are on the network, and then it works.
After you complete your Microsoft certification.
Yes. Well, you have to be Cisco certified, NC, what is that, NCAA?
Yeah.
Certified.
Yes.
And I forget the thing. Anyway, and your RCDD, you got to get your RCDD, and then you got to get your A+ certification, and then you can do this.
Wow. That I thought it would just be easier to do that.
No, everything on Arden is not easy whenever it comes to WAN stuff. Everything on the LAN stuff is fine, but whenever you get into like that more advanced networking, it gets a little bit more complicated.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Sandy asked me if I'm ready to eat, and I am. So I'm out of here.
Thank you, Charlie, for joining. I appreciate your time, and have a good one.
Deuces.
Yep. We'll catch you guys later. We'll be talking
Later.
to you more, Kyle, and you too.
Yep.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Zoom.
And then there was 2.
And then there was 2. I got to find the right zoom scene for the side by side. Boom. There it is. But I was really pushing to do the Arden connection. But if
No,
it
you don't
sounds
wanna-
that pain.
So what? I mean, you can get it done, and it will work. You just got to test it out. Like you just can't show up on field day and be like, "Oh, I'm going to put an Arden network in, and it's going to be great, and I'm going to put my N1MM host on it." It ain't going to work like that. You need to set it up ahead of time and get everything syncing and turn networking on N1MM, and then tear it all apart, and then take it to wherever you need to set it up at, and then
Sacrifice
set it up again.
sacrifice a goat to make sure it will all work when you get there.
Yeah. Well, you got to be like Ozzy Osbourne and bite head off of a chicken.
Awesome. We're coming up on the hour here. Do you have anything to plug or say anything?
No.
Nope.
I have a video coming out, a POTA that I did in Florida that I edited this morning. It was painful, but I did get it edited. Also, there is another trivia that I did with a bunch of podcasters that might be coming out soon. I don't know when I'm going to release that. I got to get the.
It was recorded?
It is recorded. So
Okay.
it's recorded on. Obviously, I did the video of it, but then it's going to be on 2 different podcasts.
Oh.
And they did some trivia against one another, so that's coming out. So if you want to watch it, you can watch it on my channel. And then I've got a video coming out about the RIB, the radio in a box, that I have to edit. And I'm going to try and get that out in the next week. And then that's it. If you want to look, see some contesting stuff, I streamed about 2 hours yesterday on the WPX talking about contesting on 20 and 15 meters. We contacted a bunch of contacts in South America and the Caribbean and Europe and Japan. So that's all made about, I don't know, 50 contacts or so.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
And again, where is my camera? Boom. And of course, I'm Tank Radio. Going on my channel coming up on Monday is the Go Box Challenge. There's a group that puts on a Go Box Challenge, and they invited everyone out to show off their Go Box, and it was a crowd source judging. And swing by and see who wins. There's going to be 2 parts to that video, plus there's going to be an interview coming up on Thursday of the creators and the guys who put this on, and that was very interesting to watch. So I'm going to put the full interview up on it by its own video. And don't forget about Patreon. And then I have all the audio for all my live streams go out on any podcaster app you use. That's free also right now. And thanks for supporting me. And till next time, y'all. Y'all. It's got to be y'all. Go forth and conquer.
Deuces.
Thank you to all my Patreon supporters. You can support me on Patreon. There is a link in the description below. And to all my tankers out there, go forth and conquer.